Good morning, it's Joshua Taylor. Second video today, 251. This has to do with the coming Exodus on the West Coast. And, if there's some way I could share the visions that the 7 open visions that the Lord gave me in February of 1988, where I saw this massive undertaking and of over 10,000 vehicles, convoy over 10,000 vehicles long, stretching at least 50 miles. I don't know whether a single lane or double lane, but everybody got out at the last hour. And for something like that to happen, there will have to be, some kind of a plan put in place, and a people that would have the cohesion to work together in a very short space of time to be fully prepared to get away from the coming judgments that we will see on the West Coast and the East Coast. The judgments are going to be everywhere. There's going to be a lot of people dying. But for those who are informed by the Spirit of the Lord, there will be a time of preparation where people will prepare and the finances will be there in which to do this. So, at the same time, I also saw the 3 million people perish collectively, and also I saw the faces of each person when they were dying on judgment. And so that kind of puts the fire underneath my feet to do what I'm doing, just so that you get an idea of where I'm coming from. The visions that the Lord gave me, they were set in stone only by heeding the message and preparing. Did the Lord give and expand the time of grace, the grace period in which to prepare? So, you're looking at between 40 to 50,000 people. I'm not sure of the exact preparation time. And so I'm just saying, well, we're going to need at least 90 days. So the plan that I'm putting together is based on that. So these camps that I'll have more time in a couple of days to start working on these daily. And so each camp would be composed of roughly a 24-acre plot. There would be 4 live-on camps, and there would be 2 work camps. Both are designed along similar lines. And to maximize the people and the time, each camp is composed of 6 arms that go out, or 6 buildings that go out to build these shed shelters and able to complete 1 per day. So one shop would be able to complete 1 shed shelter a day. And if you got 6 shops into 1 work camp, you'd be able to do 6. And each one of these 24-acre plots, there's 2 work camps for a production of 12 shed shelters per day. And that's not counting the infrastructure and all that has to go into it. But there will be a point in time when the wake up comes, where this is going to happen. It's probably going to take a major shaking in the West Coast, a 9.2 going down, for people to wake up. Be sure of this: the government has no plan, or they don't have it on their agenda to put an exodus together, right? And this is symbolic of those who are living in Goshen. The time came where they were prepared to make the Red Sea crossing to go into the wilderness or the places of refuge. And we know that these end-time camps are not for everybody. They're for the elite of the Lord, for His chosen vessels, for His first fruits, right? And because they're the ones that's going to be in the fight. They're going to be in the front lines. And for the majority of believers, many will die because they heeded not the warning to flee God's judgment, and the remainder will go into captivity, and we will see a time of great persecution and martyrdom come. But we know in the visions that it was just before the appearing of the man of sin, right? Just before the appearing of the Antichrist, of this false shepherd that's going to rise up in Israel. They already have this person picked out and have for the last several years or more. And so that's what this whole, all the stuff that's happening is leading to that event. So we know that we will see a Psalms 83 war as a precursor to set the stage for the man of sin to come on the scene. And I just crunched some numbers, and you know, if you got one camp capable of putting out 12 units per day, or 60 per week, right? In order to replicate the entire 24 acres, you would need a period of 90 days, right? It would take 90 days to replicate the entire camp, and that's just for about 500 people, right? And so it's going to take approximately 7 of these 24-acre camps to produce or turn out between 4 to 5,000 units, right? But I'll get busy and I'll redo the numbers again. So I'm going to be doing a visual on this, just using colored mat board, and I'll probably make a fairly large scale model, probably a 5x5 model that I could put on the wall. And so it's going to take roughly about 500 people living in a camp situation to be able to supply the manpower to run the 2 work camps. And each work camp would be made up of 144 people, so that's, say, roughly 300 people working per day. 300 times, you're getting out 300, say a year's labor. Each camp will be able to produce a year's labor worth of work per day. And that's what the Lord told me. He said that you're going to have to be able to compress a year's labor into one day, and these 24-hour camps would have the potential to do that. And I'm working on the roof today. I got, Sunday should be my last day on the roof. It'll be complete, and basically out of material again. Then I can start focusing my time on getting these plans. They need to be completed by the end of August, all detailed out. And these, I believe, are the plans when I was standing on the number 7 highway outside of Hope, British Columbia, when the angel of the Lord appeared. Gabriel appeared for the first time in the visions, and I had the plans. I was holding a tube of these plans. They were completed in my left hand, and in my right hand was the staff of judgment. And when Gabriel asked me, where can my people go, I swung around, and the staff pointed up toward the northern part of British Columbia. So there will be an exodus that will come together, not just here in Canada, but I believe along the entire western seaboard and out. And these camps will be also needed for those living on the east coast of the United States and even the south coast of the United States. And this particular camp for 10,000 vehicles, roughly between 40 to 50,000 people, is going to take a lot of resources, but most of all, it's going to take people working together, knowing that we're in a time of judgment, and that God will grant mercy to those who believe His word, believe the prophets, and put their faith into action. And so the hearts of the people have to be prepared first. And so that's why the shaking is coming down, to prepare the people to leave judgment. This is Joshua Taylor coming to you with a short depth update on the work on these Goshen camps.